Our most recent shared conversations were about tantric sex, and my desire in sharing these conversations was that there may be an understanding that Tantra offers us an invitation to know and explore ourselves as pure sexual energy. That when we bring awareness and presence, sacredness, consciousness to the act of sex dissolves, and there is the power and potential of sexual energy. There is a misconception in our modern world that Tantra is all about sex. When we research Tantra, we will find that much of the information is about coupling and great sex. I appreciate and I respect the awareness that modern day Tantra is bringing to sex. I believe that we are in a place of sexual immaturity. We can see that when we notice as an individual how we relate around sex, how do we know ourselves, how do we honor that sexual energy within ourselves. We can see that in relationships, how sex plays out in relationships. And we can see how we relate with sex in the world around us. When we add awareness and consciousness to sex in the way that Tantra does, it gives us the possibility, the potential of sexual maturity, of knowing ourselves as sexual energy. Tantra embraces sex because it is one and part of life. It is what we are born from, what we are created from. But Tantra is not all about sex. This is the misconception. Tantra is a journey, a realization of our true radiant self. It is not a straight pathway with a destination, and we do not enter this lifestyle with an expectation. It is when we drop the expectation that Tantra arises and we know ourselves as flowering. And I am struggling with words because there are no words for the experience. All I am aware of after all this time of living a tantric lifestyle is that I have come to a place of knowing myself as consciousness experiencing itself, and always bringing myself back to consciousness experiencing itself. Presence dissolves, and there is only beingness, a beingness. How and when we experience ourselves as consciousness experience itself is not limited by time, but it is experienced through devotion and reverence and heart. And through devotion and heart there comes a playfulness and joy and a curiosity and a wonder and a movement. There is no force. There is knowing ourselves as the happening, that we are the happening. There's something within us is always moving, always expanding, always limitless, like the universe. A tantric lifestyle, is not serious, but it is sincere. It's sincere because there is devotion. It's sincere because there is heart. There's no force or push or shove or try. There is an allowing. And it is an experience. It is experimental. It's not an intellectual understanding. It is a felt understanding, a felt knowing. And I believe that for things to be our truth, we need to feel them. Otherwise, we are speaking empty words. We are speaking from what we have read. We are speaking from what we heard. We are speaking from an intellectual knowing rather than a body and soul and heart intelligence. And this is what Tantra is. It's an experience and experimental. This is why the teachings of Tantra are shared between Shiva and Shakti, where she asks Shiva a question and he gives an answer that is for her to experience. And that is where the true understanding comes from, the true knowing. And from that true knowing, that experience, that is where she's able to breathe from and be from and grow from and grow into. Over the next few conversations, I will offer some snippets of ways in which Tantra offers a lifestyle. It's not something that you add to your to-do list. It's kind of, it may feel like that at the beginning, like you are doing something, kind of like when you learn to drive a car. It feels like you are driving the car and having to really think about it. But this soon becomes most natural, and that is, Tantra is so natural. It becomes so natural that you're not thinking about driving a car, you are simply driving the car. And this is the methods in Tantra. They may feel awkward and that you're doing them in the beginning, but they become who you are. They become how you breathe. They become how you eat, how you walk, how you move, how you relate, how you dance, how you sing, how you grieve. It becomes just who you are. And through that, there's such a beauty in knowing yourself in this truth, and that what is untruth, there is little effort. It can fall away when we notice that the chaos is not to attach to or to dramatize. The chaos is a deconstruction, a deconstructing of what is not in alignment with who we truly are. There are no words and many words about a tantric lifestyle, because how can we truly express a feeling? But what Tantra does offer us is ways in which to feel that, and through that feeling to know the taste, to know the taste of the divine.